Testing 1 2 1 2. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and circle around. Let me see if this. Oh yeah, that is okay. I need to move the screen. Oh, okay, so that's better. Let's get going. All right, so the first thing we do, start off with at the scans. So for micro caps, we have INDP, which has 5 million shares traded up 56%. Does not have any catalysts on today. No fresh catalyst there. Yesterday, I ended up trading. I don't say ended up trading. I traded a higher float stock, Nordic Norvist or whatever it was. I was looking for that one to actually go up a little bit. It just never did crack over, and so took a little bit of a loss there. But I mean, it was a planned loss. It was a very small loss. So, you know, um, looking for something with some catalyst, fresh news, because that's where I do the best at. But let's go ahead and circle down. So INDP, no news right there. Let's go ahead and go to our micro or our non-micros. We have NWG. We have a bunch of penny stocks out here. So 49 cents, 6 cents, 23 cents, very cheap ones. We want to see, does any of this have fresh news? So let's get to looking. I just rolled down the list. So this is MWG. No fresh news that I'm seeing right now. NCL. No fresh news today. VIVK, that one was moving yesterday. XTKG up 29%. Fresh news. WRTX, this one looks to have some news. So let's go see what this is talking about. RPTX. Looks like it went from 222 up here to 266. For a cheaper one, let me see what the shares outstanding is looking like. Shares outstanding is looking like 43 million on this one. Let's see what this catalyst is talking about. Is it to go? It's up 22% too, so definitely far away from leading the day as a percent gainer. Good morning, Hebrew. We're out here. What? Thing. Yeah, day before Christmas, we got to be careful, of course. Always better to just see something that we can attack real quick and be done with. This is a shorter day. I think my market time the market closes at 1, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go and check that. See what it is on CST time. All right, now let's go over here to RPTX. Therapeutics. Only one I've seen with fresh catalyst so far. Rest of the see any other. Nope. I see Intel coming on back down. I really want that to come on down. That's a nice paying stock. Let's see what this is talking about. Profile. All right. So, Repair Therapeutics, a clinical stage precision oncology company, engages in the discovery and development of therapeutics in Switzerland, in the United States. The company uses its proprietary genome-wide CRISPR-enabled Sniper X platform to discover and develop cancer therapies that treat cancers due to mechanisms of genomic instability, including DNA damage repair. It also develops whatever that word, camoceratib, a potent and selective oral small molecule inhibitor. Okay, I'm not gonna read all of that. Blah blah. A selective potent oral small molecule inhibitor. Okay, so keywords in here: cancer therapy. It operates in Switzerland in the United States. Um, they have a couple of phase 1 clinical trials, but phase 1 is kind of early, so I'm not sure how hot that's gonna be. It was incorporated in 2016 and is headquartered in Montreal, Canada. Up here, so looks to have a couple of employees, 129 employees. It's healthcare biotech. So let me get my this RPX. My notes ready to go. So I want to know this is healthcare biotech, and this is not. This does not look like a starter company or anything like that. From moving from 2016, we see biotechs with like maybe 7 employees that have been trading for years. This one's only started in 2016, and it's already got 159 or 129. So we'll see what else it has in store. Let's go to statistics. Oh, keywords was cancer therapy. Right. Let's see what else we got. We got a float of 25.56 million. It's heavily held by institutions, so that could be very choppy today on that one. 57% held by institutions. Yeah. Right. So here are the notes for that one. So we got this right here: cancer therapy sector, healthcare, biotechnology. Full-time employees 129, shares outstanding 43 million. And very heavily held by institutions, so could be choppy. So let me put that at the top. Heavy institutional holdings. Heavy institutional holdings. Now, when it comes to the heavier institutional holdings, sometimes when you get in, you gotta buy low first of all, because you don't know how long it could stay in a range. Um, and you don't know if breakouts are going to last or work on it. So you got to kind of buy low on these. And the other thing is you have to hold through the chop sometimes with these. So they'll chop you out pretty good. Even back here, if we look at the last couple of bars here, look at these. Look at how choppy they look. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this daily chart. Okay, so daily chart. So it closed yesterday at 217. It's currently trading at 263. Looks like it has been trending downward for quite a while. So what important levels are there up here? There's a big gap here that we probably need to notate from 243 up to like wait, let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so this one up here 2 or 345, 230, whatever. Okay, let's mark that up. I don't know if I want to mark the gap here, because this was all the way back here. This is kind of like a little test, but it didn't really do anything. It actually fell from this day though, 343. So there's a couple of possible levels that it could run into around here, but I will mark those in just a minute. So let's go. This is the low, lower, yeah, daily gap level. Lower daily gap level at 343, or no, 241, and then a higher gap level up there. So I will duplicate. Then we have some points of interest in here that we can look at as well. So it had a slight little trend up here that was kind of something like this, but this is on the daily chart. So maybe this trend failed through and maybe it's trying to reestablish this trend, or maybe it'll run into this trend. So we'll see what happens there as well. But points of interest. So have one here at 274. Going to be a possible daily level. Come into play and duplicate another one right up here. Duplicate another one right up in here. That was at higher low. So we got a couple possible levels, top levels. So it's kind of trading within this range between the 241 and the 341, about $1 range there. Okay. All right, so let's go back over to the 1 minute chart and see where these levels are laid out. So we got that lower gap fill up there at 344. Or why did I say lower up there? That should be changed to higher. My higher daily gap. Daily gap. Okay, now got all of that marked up. It's already almost went up there to that 274 point of interest. Kind of turned around up there. We'll see what it wants to do. It only has 3 million shares traded and it has a catalyst, which is weird. It's going to need to do something. Other than that, around at the non-micros, not seeing anything new pop up. So yeah, let's go look at the front page news and see what's boiling out here. See what's up. Before Christmas. I wonder if we're gonna get some government news or something before Christmas. Gold climbs above 4,500 in historic rally for precious metals. Strong growth won't stop 2026 Fed rate cuts. That seems like future casting. What's happening today, though? Vanguard flips the script. Diamondbacks stock soars on 2.2 billion Sonify acquisition. And the crazy thing is, I'm not seeing any of these stocks that are up on the scans with a lot of volume. So they're on front page, but they're not up here. So that's telling. BP to sell majority stake in Castrol business for $6 billion. Platinum soars to record highs, record above 20,300. Oh, Social Security, I just got fired. Yeah, not a whole lot of market news. It's like personal news. A U.S. Postal Service plan to raise cash could cost the agency its biggest customer. Banks and traders race to capitalize on gold's historic rally. Crypto won 2025, but Bitcoin failed. Can they rise to the occasion? All right, let's see what they're talking about out here. Strategist outlines what could derail his bullish S&P 500 target. Market isn't an AI bubble. 35 minutes ago. Derail his bullish target. Biopharma 2026 outlook. Why 2026 may be a better year for U.S. manufacturing. Okay. because we're bringing everything back. Everything's getting more expensive to go out and export and all of that. Let's go look at that one. Let's just look at the manufacturing because it seems like all of these are future casting. US GDP rose 2-3. That was 15 hours ago. Okay, that was 14 hours ago. I guess we can watch this since I'm still looking over here on the scans for anything to pop up.
Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you. Very good to be with you, Jennifer. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. And what a way to kick off the holidays with such a stellar third quarter GDP number, up 4.3%, a full percentage point above expectations, and driven by consumer spending, up 3.5%, though a large chunk of that from healthcare spending. Though we also saw trade really add to this number as well. Joe, can we see this level of growth sustained into next year?
Yes. Let me say this. You mentioned the consumer, talk about healthcare. Healthcare was up a lot, yes. However, consumer goods, spending in real terms up over 3%, recreation up around 7%, transportation up, I also believe around 7%. You had a big gain in other consumer spending services. So the gains are very broad based. That dovetails with all the anecdotes post the holiday shopping season, Black Friday, et cetera, that show huge spending. And let's not forget CapEx, which grew over 5%, and the fact that exports were up nearly 8%, and the trade deficit, thanks to President Trump's policies, are shrinking massively. What we have, Jennifer, right now in the fourth quarter potentially is an economy that's growing at 3%, according to the widely followed Atlanta Fed. If that number is correct, that will put us at just a smidgen under 3% for the year, which is remarkable. So we could definitely do 3% type GDP growth, maybe more. We saw that in the first Trump term, and these data were a 10 out of 10 this morning.
To your point, Joe, on the business investment, we saw that slow a bit to 2.8%, and ordinarily that would have been really strong. Of course, that's coming off, what, 7% from the prior quarter. But also with all of this AI data center build out, something that caught my eye was that investment in non-residential structures contracted at a 6.3% pace. What do you think was going on there? Is this sort of an ebb and flow, an anomaly here? Should we be reading
Well,
into this at all?
I'm happy you mentioned that because the number that I cited was for equipment spending and software spending. That was over 5%. On the structures, that's very weak. Some of that could be due to just waiting.
All right, so they're pretty much saying that things are looking pretty good. All right, got the gist. Let's see why 2026 may be better for you. But that's I really don't like these future casts. I want to see what's going on today. I want to see some news drop for today to attack. That's what I'm looking for. A lot of these future talking about, hey, 2026 isn't here yet. We're trading today, the day before Christmas. This is the day I want to see catalyst that I can jump on. You know what I'm saying? And so what this is making me do is really, really feel like sitting on my hands with the way that with the way that all this news is looking. Now something could pop up. Hopefully it's not some kind of Chinese stock popping up today that's blocked. You can't even trade it, going up through the roof. If it is, I'm definitely gonna be sitting on my hands. But yeah, looking to close. How many more trading days we got? We got one, or no, tomorrow's Christmas. Friday. Is the market still closed on Friday? I'm not sure. Maybe it's just closed on Christmas and then Friday opens back up. And then we got, so if Friday is included, we have 4 trading days left after this. So today, so 5 trading days, basically. I'm already green on the month and I'm green on the week. I gave just a little bit of profit back yesterday. It was on a large cap, so it wasn't anything crazy. Good morning, Donnell. But we are looking for that real talk. Right now, the only catalyst that we've seen is RPTX with a float of 43 million, and it's very heavily held by institutions, and it's playing in this range between 241 and 274 right now. Hit a high of 2, and also it closed with the ATR of 7 cents yesterday. So on average, it moves 7 cents per day. Now, I don't know what it's going to do on Catalyst, but 7 cents is kind of small. So usually I would be aiming to get at least 1/3 of the profit on the ATR. So if the profit was, let's say 70, or if the ATR was, let's say 70 cents, then I'll be looking for 1/3 of that, right? So 70, not 1/3, a third of that, so that'll be, 23 cents off of that. But this one is 7 cents. So that is not much to squeeze off of. Am I willing to take a 2-cent winner? No. No, I am not. I want something bigger. 2 cents is crazy. I know it's a $2 stock, but man, give me something to eat on. Not like I'm out here starving, because you never want to get to the position where you're starving to trade. You want to get to the position where it's like, okay, something is what's this? TNMG has news on today. TNL Media, Mediagene granted continued listing by NASDAQ hearings panel, subject to meeting $1 bid price rule on or before January 6th. So it is above $1. Push it up there. I don't know if it actually has value. It has fresh catalyst today, TNMG, but I'm not sure if the catalyst is good. So let's go do our due diligence on this one real quick. Popping up there. So it looks like its shares outstanding is around 40 million as well. And I think it just did a reverse split. Let's go look. TNMG. Got 1 million shares traded. Come on, big boy. Load up. All right, so this one profile talking about. All right, TNL Mediagene operates as a media company in Taiwan. Did we not just talk about this, about it being some kind of Asian, Japanese, whatever company? Okay. So first of all, TNLG, let me go ahead and test to see if it's blocked first before I do anything else. So let's buy the bid. Okay, it's available to trade, actually. Japanese stock. Interesting, not blocked. So let's see. TNL Mediagene operates as a media company in Taiwan and Japan. The company operates the News Lens, a news site, Business Insider Japan, a news site focused on developments inside and outside Japan in business. So pretty much all about Japan, basically. It also has a site for beauty and fashion. It's pretty much like a news outlet. Let's see. Oh, I see some blockchain down here. Let's see what they're talking about. Let's see. Tech Insider. No, that's just news about different technology, news about blockchain, things like that. Money Insider. Okay, so e-commerce, blah, blah, blah. Company is based in Tokyo, Japan. Ew, that's a bigger company. Full-time employees is 500. Let me get my notes out. That's crazy. It's a Japanese company. It's not blocked on TOS. Something is really, oh my goodness, I left that order out there. Let me cancel my order before I be sitting in something I don't want to be in. Okay, so let me put my, go ahead and rip this. Sector is communication services. 500 employees out of Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo. All right, let's go look at that float. Statistics float is looking like float is 1.09 million, but its shares outstanding is 41 million. That is a very low float for that. And it also is heavy on the insider side. Okay. That could be, get some volatility there for sure. Okay, so let me notate that. And it's tradable? But it's communications. It's like a news station, basically. So is a news station worthy of the trade today? We'll see. Here are the notes out there. Sector communication, blah, blah, blah. It is right on the ATR high right now. Let's go look at the daily chart on TNMG. Looks like it has splashed up a couple of times from its inception, but overall it's been like a downtrend, and it looks like it has done some reverse splits because it says up here the high is 681, but we know that's not true. That's probably due to reverse splits, trying to keep that minimum bid price of $1 to stay on the NASDAQ. Okay, so right here we had a fall down from 386 all the way down here. Are there any obvious points above this? Not really. I don't know. Is communication services on today worth the risk before Christmas? Will it be the Christmas present mover? Well, the two that I have on watch right now are RPTX and TNMG. Those are the only two I've seen with Catalyst. Let's continue looking through and see if we see anything else in the. So right now, both of the ones that we have are pretty weak. We're looking for something to overshadow those on today. Even if it's just a sector moving, like if it's, I don't know, something, but they got to get the moving. They got to get the volume behind them so we can find them before it's too, before these get too much volume. TNMG already looking like it's kind of freezing up on the volume. All right. Activate this. Just kind of going flat in here. Hasn't really made any more moves. Donnell says TNMG recent reverse split to be in compliance. Yeah. And then that it's got a micro float. And then it's got the higher shares outstanding, which is not a data mismatch. That can happen. You know, it could be a super low float. But the problem is, how volatile will it get? It's not showing any real volatility yet if it's going to show it. That micro float, man, that thing can bounce up $1 so quick. Matter of fact, what is ATR? TNMG. Well, we can't even trust the ATR on this, and the ATR is 75 cents, but that could be due to the recent reverse split and not due to actual trading, right? We want to ATR. When they don't have recent reverse splits, we can really trust the ATR because we know that it's been calculated on actual trading. But with the recent reverse split, 75 cents just could not. I mean, it could be absolutely false. So I guess you could call that some type of information mismatch due to the recent reverse split. You can't really calculate the ATRs on it. See, like right here, it says it's right here, but it just took the ending price of yesterday and added and subtracted that 75 cents there, right? But if that's false and it doesn't actually move 75 cents, let's say it actually moves 25 cents. This would be way a closer range in here than what we're seeing. We shall see what it wants to do. Right now, we are the fishermen on a day. You know what? I'm not even looking for a home run or anything like that. Today is just base hit. Let me find something with a fresh catalyst. If I can't, I'm cool. I'm already in the driver's seat. I'm already in the green. I'm good. There's no reason to really be out here scratching for blood on a day where the whole, and let's look at the overall market. Speaking of, so the overall market on a daily chart has been grinding up, right? Up. And it's coming to this flat trading area. And this started at 5 o'clock yesterday. Just has been trading pretty flat before this Christmas holiday. So what does it want to do? It's kind of just inside of the ATRs. So the way that I use ATRs on this daily chart is to find a trend, right? If it's above the ATR highs, I'm looking for it to continue up. And you can see each day that it was above ATR highs, it was going up. And it traded right in between it, got back above the ATR highs, another move up. Got back above the ATR highs, came down and tested it, held. And then moved back up above the next day's ATR highs. So I kind of use them to find a trend. It's the same thing on the smaller time frame with the 1 minute or whatever. Now this is a dynamic ATR and dynamic point of control that I use, and I've this is the point of control is native to POS. So it's you can just type in a point of control and put it on your chart, but it won't be the same as this because I have mine set to start over every day. Right, so this day I want to know what was the highest traded price on this day. What was the highest traded price on this day? What was the highest traded price? Because it really, like, when you get the point of control, it's going to show you a multi-day point of control. And what is that? I mean, that really doesn't help me as a day trader because I'm like, okay, well, multi-day. Let's say if all the days the point of control was like down here at 24,000, right? But it just stays there until whatever the period of the days runs out. Let's say after 8 days, then it updates. I don't want that. I want it day by day, day by day. All right. Let's see what's TNMG going on down there. Oh, we got to get something new. Come on, scanners. I believe in you guys. Actually, I really don't. I mean, I'm trying to sell myself out of trading anyway. That's the whole point of this analysis, is to say, hey, why shouldn't I trade, basically? And right now it's giving me every single reason in the book not to. So, yeah. I am the salesman. I am the buyer. I am the CEO. I'm the trash man, janitor. I'm everybody. I'm the electrician. I'm the accountant. I'm the secretary. I'm everybody. So I'm trying to feed my people. All right. I'm gonna go back over here to the main news. See if we can find anything else here. New news. That was 44 minutes ago. And you can tell on a less hot day, a lot of times on hotter days, the news is just completely updating and updating and updating. But it's been almost an hour before the next news update. Okay, just outline. See, biopharma market is an AI bubble, about to enter one. Well, I mean, since we have something else popping over.
It's good to see you. Maybe start here, Tim. You know, American manufacturing in 2026, Tim. If you're going to compare and contrast that to 2025, what do you think, Tim? What's your forecast? Better, worse, the same? And what are the variables that's going to depend on?
Yeah, I'm going to go with better. I think we had a challenging 2025 with the uncertainty we saw from some of the political and economic issues we all faced. But if you look at that stabilizing, you get a lot more certainty. Certainty is great for manufacturing. And I also see a new wave of productivity coming with the real, I'd say, growth of AI in the shop floor. So I'm bullish on manufacturing for 2026.
If you think about, Tim, Trump, trade deals and tariffs, bottom line, as someone who thinks a lot about the manufacturing sector, are they, you know, in your opinion, Tim, are they helping or hurting that manufacturing sector? What are the puts and takes?
I mean, there's always puts and takes in this world. I think that the outcome there is still to be determined. The one thing I can say, though, is uncertainty is what is the hardest thing for us to face. And so if you just get some certainty, get some of these things locked in, manufacturing can react to whatever situation is placed in front of it. We just need to know what we're shooting after. So overall, I'd say we're still in an evolving situation, but if we get some certainty, we're going to be off to the races.
We talk a lot about, Tim, about smart manufacturing, right? And how we want more smart manufacturing here in the States. Can you help us explain, when we talk about smart manufacturing, Tim, in layman's terms, what are we referring to? Is AI, automation, sensors? Can you walk us through it?
Yeah, I'd say it's all of the above. What I would say is really the redefinition of the relationship we have between the human, the assets, and the outcomes we're all driving together. If I think about the biggest driver of smart manufacturing, which by the way, we're seeing over 20% of budgets going towards this smart concept, is really reshaping how we enable our people to be more effective. Honestly, one of the biggest challenges in manufacturing and all operations is getting enough people to do the job. We are projecting millions of job shortfall already, and it's only getting worse. So I see a lot of investment going towards bringing intelligence both to the decisions we make, to the assets themselves, so we can reduce the reliance on a workforce that's already starting to age out, and actually increase I'd say the way we are able to deliver and how attractive it is to be working in a manufacturing setting going forward.
Okay, so one of the things with everything that's going on, um, with AI and all of that, we keep hearing people them saying, smart building and all of this stuff. And I'm wondering, as far as AI engineers, as far as people that are using AI on a daily basis, building things and whatever, even as traders, I'm guessing y'all use AI to do some type of research or whatnot. I know I do when I'm building, looking for dividends, when I am looking for ETFs, when I'm trying to kind of like just do some quick research, just using AI to do that kind of thing instead of just, now what I will say that AI is not good at is keeping current on market changes. Like one of the AIs that I was using to do some research, I think it was like Copilot. Their market research data stops at June or July 2024. And I was looking for ETFs and I was looking for things, and I'm like, they showed me an ETF and said it was like 100 or 20 something bucks, right? Or no, 40 something bucks. And I was like, okay, this is let me look into this, see what this ETF is talking about, see what kind of dividend it's paying. Then I go and look up the ETF and it's 144 bucks. I'm like, this makes no sense. But, I think AI, even with all these training models and things, live data is still a challenge for AI, some AI bots, right? Gemini, all of these things have to be trained. Hours and hours of training to learn and put the neural network works into place that make them smart, aka or I'm doing that with quotation, make them smart. But yeah, hopefully live data becomes more usable. Maybe it can be live learning. And I don't know how complicated that will be to be changing neural networks during, like, let's say during the day. How we work as traders, we'll be looking at the markets, we'll be forming hypothesis and all of this stuff and changing our mind, changing our bias, changing all of this. Can AI get to the point where it can change neural networks at that level? RPTX, let me see, what are you doing here? Doing a little bit of move up or whatnot, but I'm not sure about that. It's got 7 million shares traded. But yeah, only 21% up, and little bits and pieces of volume is coming into RPTX. It's the only one that I saw with a catalyst today. Cancer therapies was its kind of keyword, and it's still playing within this range. But yeah, I'm just wondering, how close are we to having a database that can be live updated, but also be accurate? Because as you're getting live updates, you have to decide what's good, what's bad, what's all this. Or are they just going to say, let everything in and let the user decide what is good, bad, or the ugly? I really want to see how that goes, because that would help trading intraday so much with live data. You just type it in, boom, at this time, boom, boom, boom. Maybe even to update every hour would be better, because to be waiting days and all of that for AI to update is crazy, or months, what I've seen. Hmm. Hmm. But anyway, this year has been pretty good across the board. So day trading has been going good. Dividends have been excellent. A lot of this tariff stuff and all of these fears and things, most of my dividends didn't even move. They didn't even shake. They just holding steady, baby. Holding steady. Continuing to pay me out. And that's one of the things that I never want to neglect. When I first started trading, I was like, let me just focus on one part of the market and that's it. Let me just try to trade. And I started with options. So that was really a really bad decision because I didn't understand that options are just derivatives of stocks. And if you don't understand stocks and don't understand this part of it, how in the world are you going to trade something that is like stocks on steroids, basically, because it's fully emotional. It could be going way higher, way lower than the actual stock price. But then I came over to regular trading and I kind of started slowing down because at first it was like a running game. And I started trading when I was in school, and that's when I took my first big loss. And boy, I was working a couple of jobs in school, and that loss, that thing made me sick to my stomach trading options. I almost, I was like, this can't be it. And then I just started rotating, tried the large caps and things like that, made my way on down to the small caps. And a lot of people do make their way down to the small caps because it's just one, yes, the risk to reward is sometimes there is higher risk, but there's also higher volatility, and volatility does not equal risk. So, I just really had to figure that out over a couple of years that being in the know is better than not, especially when it's public information. It's almost like walking into a library and you got books of every different topic, and you're like, you know what, I ain't worried about these books. Let me just go and jump into something. It's like, man, it's information everywhere, and I'd rather know a little bit. And matter of fact, speaking about RPTX, do they have a shelf registration on the books? Because I know they just did their reverse split to get their price up, but are they trying to get an early Christmas present? RPTX repair. It does has a shelf registration from 2024, but we're still in that. I think we're still in the 2-year period. 2-year period would be 2026. So yeah, we're still in that period. They could do that. It is on the books. I'm gonna add that to the notes. Well, so RPTX does have a shelf out there, 2024. Okay. As I said, the only way that you can sell yourself out of trading or having no trade days is to have reasons why not to trade, right? It's like, oh man, why shouldn't I trade? Because if the only thing you're looking at is the technicals, I mean, the market is an ocean. It's constantly moving, ebbing and flowing, and you have no reason not to trade. It's moving, right? Especially if you're saying, I only want momentum. You're like, man, it's moving. Let's go. This is an ocean. Let's get it. But those no trade days come from knowing something that other people don't know. Why do we want to avoid that particular, security? I saw my boy Ross Cameron. He had a no trade day yesterday, which I agree with. I mean, I traded something. It wasn't even in the small caps because the small caps was trash. I was like, yeah, if somebody's trading small caps today, they're gonna get torched with what we saw. Wait, what we researched. Okay, so we have something else popping up here, which is drama, DRMA. It looks like it does have catalysts on the day, so let's go do our due diligence on DRMA. It is up 48% 4 million shares traded. No structure as of yet. Hit a high up here of 329s. This is Dermata Therapeutics. Let's go see what it's talking about. Will it be a leader in the small cap? I mean, it could easily be because there's not that many small caps today up. All right, Dermata Therapeutics, Inc., a late-stage medical dermatology company, focuses on identifying, developing, and commercializing pharmaceutical products candidates for the treatment of medical skin diseases and aesthetic applications. Its lead product candidate is XYN Gari, Gari, which is a phase 3. That's phase 3. That's ending. That's coming to the end of the clinical studies there for the treatment of moderate to severe acne. So is acne worth that type of action? We'll see. We'll continue to look at it, but let me go ahead and get my notes out here. So we have keywords, acne, phase 3. So that's the ending phase of this study. Phase 3 for acne. Not sure about. And then as well as phase 1B, proof of concept. So this is proof of concept. So that means that, it's just on the whiteboard right now, proof of concept trial. The company is also developing DMT 410 that has completed phase 1B POC trials. Okay, for the treatment of auxiliary hyperdrive. Oh, okay, that word, and aesthetic skin conditions. It has a clinical trial collaboration agreement with Revance Therapeutics to conduct multi-center clinical trial to evaluate the topical application. Okay, so this is an acne company from San Diego, California. They have 8 employees. So let's go ahead and notate that. This is a smaller company. I know people are going to see phase 3 and they're going to think the same thing I thought. Hey, this is at the end phase of this. They're ready to, apply for something that can maybe go into the next phase, FDA approval, getting approved for 2026. So San Diego, California. Oh, okay, let's go to the statistics and see what this float is looking like. It has 5 million shares right now. INDP was leading in volume, but this one's running up the map in volume. So we'll see how that goes. As far as statistic goes, the float is looking like under 1,828,000 shares. A little bit heavier on the insider side, so could be volatile. Shares outstanding of 1 million, so low outstanding shares and low float. Let's go ahead and note that. No data mismatches there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. But acne though, acne is the thing that they're doing, like skin treatments and ointments and things like that. I'm just not sure how hot that's going to get. Let's see if they have any shelf registrations on Drama. They have a shelf registration from this year. We'll see what they're trying to do. Registration. Oh, they got 2. Oh, no. They got a shelf registration from last month. I'm tripping. My bad. They had one this year, and then they got another one last month. Okay, so very recent shelf registration on this one. And I'm not sure if this one has done any reverse splits. I'm sure we'll see it once we do the daily, once we look at the daily chart. So Acme, the high up here was 327. No, let's jump over here to the daily chart and see what's going on that. So closed yesterday at 204. Ooh, it's kind of been, yeah. So this has to have had some reverse splits. The high up here is almost 3,500, and look at all of this falling down. So yeah, definitely is one that will sell and will dilute itself. All right, so points of interest here at the 289, but that there really isn't a. I'm looking for like a peak level. 32s. No real obvious levels. It's just a bunch of back and forth. I mean, it's a bunch of wicks, but hard to say. Hard to say here what a obvious level is. Everything just looks like it's downtrending. And then when it does have a peak, I mean, it has so many in one area. Kind of hard to tell. Okay. Does it have any gaps to fill? I don't see. This is back in 2023. I haven't seen many gaps. Everything has been filled coming down. Okay, let me check when the most recent reverse split was for this one. Okay, so it says the most recent reverse stock split for Dermata Therapeutics was August 1st, 2025. They did a 1-for-10 reverse split. So they've been diluting. So this company is not scared to dilute. They will sell on you. So that's something to keep in mind. They will sell on you. So let me add that note for the shelf. Shelf last month. Boom, boom. Reverse split on August 2025. August 1st, 2025. All right. So continue to sell my way out of this one. Shelf registration, they have a very high chance of selling on you if it does go up. So I would be very careful for drops. Doesn't mean there isn't any opportunity in the momentum, but these drops, they're not. If this company starts dumping, they're trying to make money. They will. They'll get it on down there real quick. They already got a shelf registration a month ago. They've been preparing for us. For we got another one popping up. Let me see. It's called A. Wait, is this the right one? AIRI, but no catalyst on it. Okay. Nothing right there. Nothing burger. The only micro cap that we've seen with catalyst is DRMA. All of the other ones have no catalyst. So AIRI, only 1 million shares traded. Looks very choppy in here. Anything else? Okay, RPTX ended up kind of fading off, fading downward. So we have our first idea of a downtrend in here. 63s going down there. Yeah, but we don't have any clear uptrends. So and I gotta wait for some structure to build there, but there's a clear one on the 1 minute from the 271 down here to the, and I look at the wicks. So I'm not trying to do the bodies of the candle. I want to see where the actual war zone went, even if it didn't stay there. So I'm looking at the wicks for that downwards confirmation, and then looking for it to try to retest, try to start forming some type of clear uptrend. Okay, MWG just ripped. I don't know why. From 46, it doesn't even have a catalyst. It's just a whole bunch of shares traded. 82 million shares traded on it. I'm not sure about that. Drama going on down. I'm guessing people are reading into it a little bit. Fading on down. No clear trend. Just kind of in consolidation. Okay. Not sure why that ripped up. Let me see what sector MWG is in. Not sure why that just took off like that. Daily chart is ugly, boy. Ooh, that daily chart on MWG is crazy. Multi-Ways Holdings. Okay. Is this a Singapore Asian company? Okay. All right, that makes sense. Up 118%. Now, this one I'm thinking is probably blocked. Let me try to buy one. Yep, blocked. Perfect. So they're protecting us for sure on that one. 84 million shares traded, up 118%. What this company does is a holding. Multi-Ways Holdings Limited engages in the sale and rental of heavy construction equipment in Singapore, Canada, Australia, and internationally. It supplies and rents new and used heavy construction equipment in the infrastructure, building, construction, mining, offshore and marine and oil and gas industries. The company offers earth moving equipment such as bulldozers and all that good stuff. Okay, so a bunch of earth moving equipment. Company was founded in 1988, so it has been around for a while with 86 employees. It's been, well, they don't have a lot of people working there since 1988, and they got 86 employees. Interesting. That's quite a bit of time to be working with moving and, but maybe that's enough people, you know. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it is blocked on TOS. It is leading right now in the non-micros. 87 million in volume, up 126%. Okay. Drama continue to slip on down. Coming down here, and as long as it's breaking new lows, lower lows, we can't really get a uptrend. But it also doesn't really have a downtrend. This is just looks like a range. So if we were to put, oh, I forgot to save that. If we were to put, is it trend line? No, channel. Channel is what I'm looking for. Channel to, okay. Save that. All right, channel right here. So top side, we got something like some kind of channel here, and I'm not sure if it's going to go ahead and break down, but it's been trading in this range, so we haven't identified a true trend yet. Okay. They're testing the bottom of that channel. Could just pop right back up. I'm not sure what it wants to do. Up 39% though. See if it just returns back in here over 290s. Play the bottom of that channel. But I'm looking for a trend, not a channel for sure. All right, MWG just continues up. This is an Asian stock. It's gonna have to die for anything else to really catch life. Gonna have to get shot in the foot. RPTX looking like barcode trading right now. This is not what you want to get caught in, this barcode stuff. Not really smooth transitions, not an ebb and flow, just too robotic in here on RPTX. Drama came down here and tested the bottom of this. We'll see if there's some type of uptrend idea here. I'm not sure. Dang. See if it continues to break something down. Like I said, it looks like it was channel trading. I'm not sure if it has a good trend yet. It will need to be making higher highs. So the high will be 310 up here that it will need to test and then continue to hold the trend. I'm not sure if that's possible. This looks like it wants to get back over this channel right here, 91s. We got another one popping up, SOBR. SOBR with no catalyst. Oh man. Up 30%, just hit 1 million shares traded. Now, my scanners are set to only see things that have hit 1 million shares traded. I've lost a lot of money trading like lower volume things. And basically, when it gets to 1 million, it gives me time to do my due diligence before the volume gets crazy, right? And so I don't want to be seeing it at 10 million. I don't want to be seeing it at 20 million, just 1 million. Get that million and show me what it's up. And so that's how my scans are set. That's why I'm seeing these once they hit 1 million. But this one has no catalyst. All right, drama, like I said, coming back into this range. And can we get, is this some type of uptrend idea? Let me extend this out, extend to the right in this range. And we'll see the point of control is up here to 307. So that is the most traded price this morning, during this period. So had a high of 62 and doesn't really have any real structure. I wouldn't expect it to, being under $1. I expect penny stocks to actually be wilder and riskier to cause people to oversize into them. If MWG has any shelf registration, are they planning on doing something real nasty here? No shelf registrations on this one. I guess they're trying to get back to minimum bid price. They're gonna have to do something to get back up to $1. But the way this daily chart looks, it just looks sick to me. I wouldn't do it. Look at this. Straight barcode trading. Nope. That makes my stomach turn right there. Yup. Sober with no cat. I think wasn't sober like an alcoholic or some alcoholic ticker. I believe we've seen this one before at some point in the past. I remember sober from for something. And it is a Singapore. It's Asian or no. This is a Colorado based stock. Sober Safe Inc., a hardware and software company, provides non-invasive technologies to monitor and identify the presence of alcohol in North America. The company offers Sober Check and Sober Sure that enables non-invasive alcohol monitoring and detection, biometric identity. Okay, so a bunch of alcohol detection. And it's headquartered in Greenwood Village, Colorado. I've seen it before, but I've only traded it. Let me actually see when I traded it. Sober. Oh, I've ever. I have never traded it. Okay. I know I've seen it before, so I've always avoided trading this one. Okay. I have nothing in my trading journal on this one. That's crazy because I've seen it multiple times. I just avoid it every time, I guess. Okay. Drama could not make its way back into this area, coming back down here on this trend. See, does it want to keep going down? If it does go down, it's going to end up maybe using this trend as some type of resistance. And the bottom of this channel is some type of resistance as well. It's only up 37%. MWG continued to muster its way up with another breakout of 62 up to 64. So a 2-cent breakout. Boom, dum, 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 dum. Here, boys. RPTX. This is another test. So this was our downtrend that we had in here. It hasn't showed us a clear uptrend because it made new lows down there, but it has this bottom at the 252 right now that it needs to hold above, but it's only 6 cents away from that, so not a big fall for it. And plus it's trading barcode style. I don't like any of that. Drama ended up dropping through that trend right there, so it could not hold up. And so this is some type of downtrend. We can see it more clearly now. At first I thought it was too steep, but now this is definitely some type of downtrend here that is being traded upon. See how that works out for it. Working its way down that, and the bottom down here is 257. If it breaks that down, then that will invalidate this uptrend. All right, let's see what else we got. Sober, still chopping around. Ari, double top. I really like to find things in pre-market though, the things that are gonna be moving. Because sometimes these days become almost like a Friday, a Freaky Friday, where freaky things happen, after the open, and it's hard to do anything with them because they have no structure. TNMG went on down. Tokyo, Japan. I'm gonna go ahead and clean that one off the watch. RPTX making a lower high or a higher low here. The previous low was at 254, but it really just needs to open up. Maybe it'll open up during the open, but for right now, it's just not looking great. Still up 17%. Saidu, what are you doing here? Saidu with no fresh catalyst, but moving up. Okay, so now we got a little bit of structure up here around the 64s if it continues to trade down, if it's going to respect any kind of trend. So it looks like a double top at 64. And let's see if it continues to just stay below and continue to work its way down here. I want to see it absolutely die. Got 103 million shares traded in pre-market. So this is just an idea. This isn't a concrete thing. I like for multiple test points because it could pop right on back through this. But multiple test points showing me, hey, this is a trend. Drama easing on down the screen, and it did break lower, so that's going to invalidate this point here. That's invalidated, and it continues to do this downtrend. So well, it almost broke down, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. It's like it wants to break down, only 2 cents away from that. Bye. Long list of errors. Bye. Yeah, nah, we've been buying this month, but we've been buying better stuff than what we're seeing right now. Well, sure. Did form a lower low, so yeah, just continue to trend down on that one. Only up 25% now. There's a bunch of penny stocks moving. I mean, there's a lot. Look at the non-micros. Like, penny stocks is where it's at today. It's just penny stocks. If you got penny stock strategies, today may be your... No, I'm kidding. Penny stocks are a horrible idea. Even if you have a strategy. The thing is, the cheaper you go, it's almost like, how much desperation do you have? You know what I'm saying? Like, what will you do for this product? You know? And going cheaper, going into the penny stock world, it's like, ooh, you nasty, man. You really will do anything to get that dollar. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's see. Sober coming on up, airy going on down. Because we already in the small caps. Like, this is the land of desperation. But you'll go down to even lower than that? Man, you nasty. Small caps, micro caps. And you want to go to penny stocks? Penny stocks? RPTX, what did it just post? It just reposted its the money that it's supposedly gonna get, or whatever, 30 million that it's supposed to be getting. But that's not really helping it because it's still not getting that much love. And then MWG, like I said, this was an idea for a downtrend. And what is it doing? It's being irrational. It's out here breaking ideas. So we'll see if this continues to hold it or what. But this is one little checkup that it's doing here. Maybe it does a big fail after this. I'm not sure. But it does have 107 million shares traded on it. So ran into that wall. Come down, it would have to break down to 60 cents basically. Imagine oversizing into this, getting 10,000 shares or something. And once you lose that first cent in your head, you're like, that's not that bad. It's just 1 cent. And then it does one of those Hercules drops of 5 cents or something like that. It's not that bad. I'm not sweating that much. One of the things that I noticed that Ross, with his trading, he's very quick to cut losers because he knows that he can just get back in. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know you can take 1,000 trades, 2,000 trades in a day, why hold the loser? Why do it? You know, especially if you didn't do any kind of research behind it, you have no conviction to hold it. Why hold it? Just get in, get out, get in, get out. You know what I'm saying? Now, on the one, some of them he does his research, but a lot of times he just like hit the buy button. But since if you're gonna trade like that, you got to be willing to let it go, because there may be something that you don't know. Sober going on back down. There may be something that you don't know, and you really have to trade on your lack of knowledge. Say, hey, I don't know what this thing's trying to do. Let me get out and figure it out. Oh, let me see if any updates came on the news here. Degenerates love the action. Yeah, they love the action of those little penny stocks. I would imagine if you oversize into it, your price or your unrealized gain or loss would be definitely moving a whole lot in between those pennies. It'd be like up 100, down 100, down 1,000, down 3,000. Okay, so let's see. 17 minutes ago, AGO's pharma shares jump as US FDA expands approval for its blood disorder drug. Okay, don't see that one anywhere, so I'm not sure about AGIO. Oh, it's 27 bucks. It had a gap down. Here's a daily chart for it. Fell down, so it was at 24 bucks yesterday and jumped up here, so it had a gap down on AGIO. Okay. Hour ago, man, this news is coming through. So, zombie ship shows Trump is targeting darkest corner of oil fleet. Any other? Let me refresh. Where's that new news? No. U.S. economy is disinflationary boom thanks to Trump. Disinflationary boom thanks to Trump. That was 15 hours ago. I mean, that's yes. All right. Let's continue to circle around. Drama continues to just trade down away from that channel. Haven't found any type of uptrend, so nothing to do with drama. 12 million shares traded, but I mean, if we look at the micros, micro, INDP, and drama, just now passing 10 million shares traded. But then we go to the non-micros. Look at these people watching these TV channels. MWG, 100 million. XTKG, 84 million. NCL, 61 million. VIVK, 100. So micro floats are kind of just getting killed today. Nobody wants to watch those TV channels. MWG up here once again. Let's see if it can go ahead and get back under this downtrend, or is it going to invalidate? It held right through the downtrend, right to the bottom, 60 cents, continues to pop around. So we'll see what that wants to do. Invalidate this downtrend. Just continue to go flat. Rama came down here, so having a little slowdown around the 250 level, but has not confirmed any kind of uptrend though. Only up 24% on that one as well. I see volume coming in at this price level right there, 61 cents. That volume is running across the screen right there. Somebody's doing something around here. Breaking down that previous downtrend, volume continues to jump. So it would need to break down the 59s and then this other level of the 57 to really show this back into this downtrend. Sideways hit action. So at this point, I have nothing of interest on watch. Everything that had a catalyst is being overshadowed by Asian stocks, basically. Drama starting its first kind of attempt to go upward. Bottom side of this was 250s. So this is a little stopping point. $13 shares traded. $250 is one of interest. Back below 250, this will be a secondary downtrend, and we'll see if it continues to go flat here. Bottom of this is 259. Point of control is always, it hasn't even moved yet, so not enough trading has gone on down here to move the point of control down. MWG finally descending back under these levels into the downtrend. So that was just an idea, and it looks like it's confirming that idea downwards. Came up here and tested for quite a while and then fell through. 112 million shares traded on that one. Stopped right there at the 58s right before it went down, but now it's back in the downtrend, so it's got some work to do if it's going to continue to go flat. Yeah. Okay. Punching right back up there to that trend. Should see some resistance there. Had to close this candle in about 9 seconds, 8 seconds. It didn't crash out 58 cents. So something else can get some action. But this is kind of what I mean by identifying the trend. Sometimes it takes some time, you know, but I'd rather have it than not. Trading with the trend is your friend, or the trend is your friend, rather. Again, another confirmation on this idea of a downtrend. Broke the new low. See if it continues to break down. Yep. Goes. And it doesn't have any clear uptrend, so I know it's probably not going to go all the way to 45 cents in one move. All right, so let's go see what drama's still trading down as well. Breaking new lows, so still no uptrend identified, just grinding lower. And it's probably because it's acne, you know, old acne ointment. Okay, so at this point, maybe something pops like right before the open, but that just seems like a desperation play. People may jump on board, but I'm not sure. Do I want to sit around? Do I want to just sit around here and watch this? Oh man, what else can I be doing? A million other things I could be doing. All right, well, yeah. So right now I have nothing on watch. Did not find a catalyst that is worthy to do anything with. I have completely sold myself out of trading, so I just haven't even seen anything that would be shaping up to be something that I would normally be trading. So it's kind of hard to try to push the envelope on a day like this. One, we already know it's a short day. It's ending at 1 p.m. So this is already going to be a desperation play for most people that are trading today. And without any catalyst or direction dropping on today, it's going to be even that more harder, especially if people are already red on the week, red on the month, or whatever. Things can go real wrong on days like this. All right, so pop back up, back around this 250 level again for drama. But again, it's the Agni play, so I mean, if you believe in it, maybe. But I am in complete disbelief today. All right, MWG continued to hold this downtrend. I may stream a little bit longer, but I might go take a break or something because just looking at this is just making my stomach turn. Like, instead of wanting to trade, I just feel like throwing up. That's what I feel like while I'm looking at this chart. Like, I don't know. I guess it's just muscle memory at this point, just to walk away or something, but that's how I'm feeling. Feel sick. Still in the downtrend, but let's see if we start getting higher lows above 54. Still got the most volume on the day. Is this the start? Is this the first little uptrend signal? Now remember, this one is blocked on TOS, so I can't trade it anyway. Doesn't matter what it's doing, but it has so much volume. Has a little cloudy level here right around that 55 that it popped up off of. Let's see if it ends up crashing that out. Drama not even getting traded anymore. What was the float on MGW? It's got shares outstanding of 51. See, I didn't even look into this one because it was blocked. It's got 51 million shares outstanding. That's a high float for this little cheap one. And let me look at the actual, or high outstanding shares. Let me look at the actual float. Man, that's nasty. MWG float. This one was a heavy construction and all of that out of Japan. The float on this one was 18.847. Heavy on the insiders. Oh yeah, this one's got that bad juju. So now it's got to, so this was the first point that it bounced off of, but now it's retesting this downtrend very quickly. So we'll see if that downtrend can push it back under this or if it gets a higher low here. Will it start to just trade outside of this downtrend, away from this downtrend? Okay. There's some volume running in there. Is that new shorts coming in or what? Point of control is down here at 49 cents. Has not moved up here, so it still hasn't been enough volume to move that point of control up. Look at that volume running in there. Will it overtake this higher level of volume at the 61? Shorts, are they going to get aggressive here? Back under 56 cents be the downtrend. I see another one just popped up, ELOG. What you got? Eastern International entered into a contract for its first photovoltaic power generation construction project with a total contract price of RMB 42.5 million, approximately US, it will be 6. So this must be a international company or something. Let's go see what ELOG is talking about. ELOG is up 71% with 10 million shares traded. Let's go see what that's talking about. Eastern International. So this one has a float of 2. Well, it is a lower float for sure. Has a micro float with low outstanding shares with high insiders. Okay, so let's look into what it's got going on here. Let's see, let me, my notes ready. And that's so shares outstanding. Group. All right, let's go over to the profile and see what it's got going on over here. This one, it's a Chinese company, bro. Eastern International, through its subsidiaries, provides logistics services in China. It offers transportation and warehouse subleasing services. The company offers logistics services for new energy projects, chemical equipment, and engineering infrastructure, construction projects, special cargo logistics for large or precision equipment, and cross-border logistics services. Okay, it's. I mean, come on, man. Why? Why are we doing this, China? Why? All right, let me put at the top Chinese. I guarantee it's blocked. Hopefully it is. Let's see. Let me do a test. Let me do a test trade here. It is blocked. All right, they're protecting us. They're protecting our souls today. Again, this one's up 77. Both of the things that are leading today are Chinese. And this one is about to pass up DRMA in volume. It's got 11 million shares of volume. So both of the things that are leading the day are about to take over everything that is in our micro caps. Drama has the leading volume with 14 million, and it's about to get capsized. 3 million shares behind it. So China, Asian stocks are at the top of the food chain right now. If that is the case, that means that I'm going to be sitting on my little fingers. So MWG coming back down to this downtrend. Yeah. This is not what you want to be seeing on a day like this. Let's see how big this company is. It's got 133 employees. It's in industrials and freight logistics, China. Industrials and freight logistics. All right. Well, again, my stomach is turning. Feeling sicker. These Chinese stocks leading the day. Somebody's going to be trading them today, though. Somebody's going to be a brave soul and donate and pay for the children. MWG. Right back down. It continues to hug this trend here. See if it falls back under. All right, this is, we'll see how this candle closes, but this would be a higher low outside of the downtrend, but it hasn't confirmed yet. The candle's got to close. It's a little bit shaky. ELOG. We have an ideal of a downtrend. So, get to mark that up. Let's also look at the daily chart on this. So all of these daily charts have been absolutely horrid. Oh, boy. Well, here's another one. Daily chart, trash. High was $3.60. Closed at 142. Up here around this little, look at how messy this looks. Yeah, these are not clean charts at all. Not clean charts at all. Right. So this is how you sell yourself out of trading. This is how you get to a no trade day. When you see absolute trash in the market and you get to the point where it just hurts your stomach to see this stuff. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, MWG. So it had a turning point here at this point, held out of that level. Let's see if it can fail this uptrend or what it wants to do. This is the first idea of an uptrend that is presented to us at this downtrend level, which it actually had a peak out here. Let's take that peak into consideration as well. There, down here. See how it holds in this level. Does it fail trying to get out of here? Does it fail trying to break these highs back under, or what? And then on ELOG, yeah, hasn't even Hasn't even really presented an uptrend. I mean, it has an idea here, so let's look at the idea. So it had one idea here that is currently right at. We'll see if it does a new one or if it just wants to hold this. I'm not sure. But it is Chinese, so be very careful if you do have the ability to trade it. MWG at this first single point, and it's retesting that secondary point. Let's see if it does a lower high here below 56. Looks like it is gonna do a lower one. Yep, popping down there a little bit. Let's see if this becomes some type of resistance for it up here at the 56, 54. Continues to push it back down into that original downtrend. ELOG at this original downtrend. It's coming into what looks like a pennant, where it's running into two different opposing ideas, and it's going to have to make a decision. All right, MWG breaking down to the low that it created, that we were thinking, hey, this could be an idea that this is a uptrend, but now, yeah, not looking so good. If it breaks back below this downtrend, I will be invalidating this uptrend here. ELOG popped back through there on this idea. This will be a new outlier for a new downtrend idea. 13 million shares traded on it. What's the ATR on this one? ATR is 21 cents, so okay. 21 cents from yesterday. I don't know what it's grown to today, but it's not like it moved a whole bunch. I mean, it closed at 142 and is currently up about $1 from where it was. Yeah, new outlier. MWG did break down to low. Wait, let me make sure. Move. Almost a lower low. It's just sitting right there, but this inside, it's got a dual downtrend that is kind of following now. If it breaks down, it'll invalidate this uptrend. ELOG popping up here. So let's see, Chinese stock popping back up to the highs, may end up breaking here, and that will invalidate this downtrend. Yep, invalidating that downtrend. So now we just have this uptrend with no downtrend. So we only have a one-sided structure here. 14 million shares traded. It announced its subsidiary entered into a construction contract with Weifang branch to design an institute. 300 megawatt centralized photovoltaic power, whatever. But now, yeah, it's doing its thing, getting people in there. $360 was the top on the daily chart. So above 360, there really isn't anything above that. But let me go look at it and see if there's a shelf registration on this. ELG. No shelf registrations. All right. Both of these Asian stocks are up over 100% though. MWG broke down a little bit, popped back up, but the problem is it made a lower level. So now will this become some type of resistance up here into this uptrend? It was not able to fully break down this downtrend. ELOG, get a downtrend going. Now this one, I think Ross would actually try this one. With the way it's looking, it's not like super horrible news or whatnot. I think he will be trying this one for sure. Came up here, moved from 197 up here to 262, so that's a pretty good move, and then came into this dip. I think he will be on this one. But me, yeah, nah. Well, it's a double fold no. No because it's Chinese, and no because TOS is like, nah, bruh. Not that one. Not that one. My son. So again, we have this downtrend all the way down here at 235. We have a new, is this going to be a lower high? Is it going to pop the top again? You just see a breakdown 288s to kind of know or start seeing some type of idea for a downtrend. But this candle hasn't ended. It can still pop the top. MWG, another upwards idea forming some type of channel here. If this candle closes higher, so previous close was 53. This would be a secondary. This would be making kind of like a channel uptrend. Yep. So let's go ahead and mark that up. See if it wants to continue that idea through this level up here. Not sure though. ELOG, now we can kind of see, we need a breakdown, but we can kind of see these wicks up here. Doesn't mean it's done though. So I'm going to go ahead and place an idea up here. 320 down here to 298. And it's got room down to this main tested level of the 240s. And soon this point of control is going to actually collide with this level. So we'll see if they get more trading up here. Can it start moving that point of control up? Got a definite side of the structure here, but then we got this other side that we're not sure about. MWG, this little idea here started a new uptrend, but has kind of like this box that it's got to escape, right? Either it's going to pop up and maybe it finds resistance up here, pop up into this next level and tries to ride up here or something, but still got a lot of volume, 126 million shares traded, but still within these previous downtrends. See which one slows it down. ELOG going back under 100%. All right, jumping up there to that previous idea right there. Let's see if it throws it down here. Nope, up there. Let's see. Candle hasn't closed yet though, so still can become resistance. See what happens. Bang, bang, bang. Right through there, 59. Got two uptrends. 137% up. See if it wants to pop the top. It's got 64 up there. Still hasn't closed this candle. Look at that volume running in there. Is it going to drag the point of control up? Some heavy people on this one. Will this come back under 58? Okay, there's a point of control. Boy, that point of control moved way up there. Okay. See if we can get a crash out here. A lot of people getting in after this wick. So this outlier, let's go ahead and draw the next idea for a downtrend. All right, so we got our next idea. We'll see if it continues to hold this down or if it invalidates it. The candle hasn't closed yet, so it still could pop the top. But we're about to start invalidating some of these other downtrends, like this one down here. It's getting too far away, and if it does a drop down there, I mean, it's over with anyway. So I'm gonna start cleaning them up and deleting these and starting to clean up the chart a little bit. But as of now, we got our ideas on the chart. Look back over here to E-log real quick. Not much on that one. Basically, it blasted through these ideas without really doing any testing. So now comes the test point. What is going to end up holding it? It has a level here of 58, level here of 56, level down here of 55. So what's going to actually end up holding it? 129 million shares traded. I see one called WLDS, wearable devices, and Rocoid partner to bring neural gesture control to AI and AR glasses. So WLDS up here, up 31%, but only 2 million shares traded. Does have fresh news on today. They have a partnership with Rocoid. Wearable devices and Rockid. I probably should do my due diligence, but I mean, it's probably just going to disappoint me even more. Let's just go do it. Let's just go do it. WLDS. Seen this one before. Wearable devices. I believe I've traded this one before. I'm not sure. Israeli. Oh my gosh. It's Israeli. China and Israel. Oh my goodness. I just didn't want to be disappointed. But it's Israeli. I mean, these are the two sectors, two types of stock I avoid for sure. So WLDS is another no. Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Go ahead and add that note. Israeli stock. I was probably already on the chart. Let me see. I've seen it before. Nope. Go ahead and put that on here. Israeli stock. That's all I need to see is Israeli. I know what it is. I know what it is. It is a no-go. All right, back over here to what we were watching. So MWG, again, just kind of feeling this downtrend. Hasn't really done anything special. E-log walking over to this previous uptrend, just trading flat, I guess, until it gets to it. But has room down here to the 250s. It's a just complete disappointing day. All right. Okay, MWG popping up to that previous downtrend. Has room back to the 58s if it wants to crash out. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this other downtrend out here. There's no way it's gonna get back down there. So we'll work off of these uptrends and these downtrends. So see what it wants to end up holding. Going up there to that downtrend, still has room back to the 58. A little bit lower high. See if it gets stuffed here. Let me go back over here to the news, see if anything else has come out here on Christmas Eve. Oil steadies as global tensions help offset oversupply outlook. That's pretty it. All right, so trying to hold out, holding out there, big wick up there. That's where the war. Okay, so it's connecting and reconnecting. This just started. All right. Connecting and reconnecting. This just started. All right. Well, so not only is my stomach turning, the internet is saying, yo, 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 yo. All right, so we went up here to this high, another downwards idea. We have the previous downtrend down here at the 55s, and we are about 10 minutes away from the open. E-log still out here playing around as well. Room down to the $2.60. This will be another downtrend idea. Right there to the top of 305s. I think it's back reconnected. Yeah, I don't know why my internet just dropped like that. We've been going for about an hour and something. This is a longer stream because, I mean, you know, hopefully nobody calls me or whatever, but we just here chilling. You know what I'm saying? We here chilling. All right, so 306. I usually end up stopping around 7:15, and it's 8:21 right now. So MWG came right back down to this idea, and the further it goes down, then we start to invalidate some of these uptrends or downtrends and just get an overall downtrend. Yeah, definitely got punched in the mouth there at 62. And we'll see during the open how these ideas, how it acts around these ideas that we have drawn up here that have not been completely invalidated yet. All right, so we got another downtrend idea, a top at 307. 7. Bottom down here of 275. And then the point of control at 250 still. 8 minutes left until the open. I'm not seeing anything else pop up here. WLDS pretty much did what I thought it was going to do, act like an Israeli stock and joke everybody into it and head on down. WG. Headed on down there. Big boy falling. So now we're starting to invalidate this uptrend. Trying to trade away from it. And now we got to look for it to be coming down here to the 53s. But as of right now, it's, you know, it's still in the realm. It could pull back up here to 57, but it's definitely got some resistance levels up here. E-log, same deal. We'll see if it splashes down as well on the open. Now I'm showing you all the 1 minute, but I also see my 5 minute and 15 minute over to the side. So I actually have it over here. So I'm not just looking at the 1 minute. Okay. So I'm looking at all of them as I'm marking the charts up and all of that stuff, right? So I'm seeing it all. So we have another idea here of upward motion, 7 there. We'll see if it ends up breaking that down. Then back into this trend, be down here under 55. Have about 6 minutes left to the open. Getting very tight on E-log. Super tight range there. Let's see if it wants to fail 56 or doesn't want to hold up. And flippy and floppy here though. 5 minutes left to the open. A little heavy on E-log. A little heavy out there. If it starts to break down another one, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up. Actually, no, I'm gonna wait. Probably after the first like 5 minutes after the open, wait a little bit just to see what kind of wicks it throws because it is a Chinese stock, so you can't close it down to a single idea when it's so crazy. But both of these did. Well, no, MWG did not have a. Wait, multi-ways. Something reported year-over-year increase. Year-over-year increase does not. It should not have incited this much movement. All right, so on the bottom side of that, and we'll be able to clean up the charts a little bit here. Minute. We have 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes left to the open. 135 million shares traded on MWG, ELOG. Still holding up. Now, ELOG is a little bit higher price, so people may aim for it because they can get a bigger range possibly. But still, with it being a Chinese stock, it could definitely kill something. Got our downtrends. Got this uptrend that it keeps trading flat to. See, at the open, it's going to be right at that 275-ish level. It's going to have to make a decision. MWG bounced off of this little level here. Need to trade in there. This is why I said I didn't want to erase anything yet because it's a Chinese stock. It can touch all of these levels and then crash out. The market, overall market, is still very flat on the day. No big moves up or down. 1 minute left into the open. WG opening up right there at the bottom. And the previous idea was down here to the 54s as a downwards movement. See how fast it gets down there. Right around 30 seconds to the open. Still up 125, and ELOG giving up his 100% title back to 97. So we want to watch everything fail on today. Up down here, we got a new idea. So buyers jumped in there right there. So we got another idea here. And this is one of the things with Chinese stocks. They're so sporadic. And even not just Chinese stocks, but penny stocks in general. They're so sporadic when it comes to wicking people out. Look at that. Look at that. Popped up there. So these are the dynamic ATRs that I use during the day. They don't start calculating until the open because TOS is weird. It doesn't let you use pre-market data or whatever. But once the day starts, the previous 14 bars are calculated. I have my ATR high, which is at the 59.87 right now, and the ATR low. And so I use these to try to find a trend. Once it gets above the ATR high, I'm like, okay, it's in an uptrend. If it is below the ATR low, I'm in a downtrend. Now, this is also true for my other charts over here, my 15-minute and all of this. They have dynamic ATR high and low as well. And so I'm like, okay, what kind of trend am I looking at? Is it above ATR? Is it below ATR? I don't use VWAP or anything like that, but you know, it is what it is. So MWG doing its thing, ELOG going down as well. So both of them starting off under those ATR highs. Let's see. SOBR is up, but without any catalyst. It has 21 million shares traded. Not sure how long that's going to last, but SOBR is up. INDP, 12 million shares, no catalyst. Drama, the acne drug, is also up. Now, it had a little weak catalyst, but, you know, not sure it's going to be able to keep up with everybody else. WLDS, the Israeli stock, of course, it's going to take souls on today. MWG, still trying to press up above this ATR high is where I'll be like, all right, well, maybe it's trending up, but still, Chinese stock with a very weak catalyst, very weak year-over-year increase in H1 EPS results, very weak. So yeah, we got to see which way it goes and what it starts to invalidate. But as of this point, finding resistance right at that ATR low on the 1 minute. ELOG on down. So pretty much what I'm looking for is what's going to make it over, what's going to start making it, especially in the higher floats, what's going to start getting that 10 million to 30 million share range, because all of these will start to disappear as more volume pours in. And maybe this will be a lighter volume day where we won't see a whole bunch of things getting over 20 million shares traded, but with 140 on MWG, I don't know if that's actually true. I think it can actually, I think we see something else crazy happen. But MWG holding down under the ATR high. And then on my 5 and 15 minute, I can see over here, it's under the ATRs and heading lower. So I'm like, all right, well, looks like it's downtrending. And look at there, dropping on back through there. So downtrending there, going lower. Now, we did have a previous level down here. Still needs to break down to 53. And so that's going to be in a little bit, but that 53 is pretty much the last lever for it to break down. Let's go look at ELOG. ELOG needs to start breaking down 226 for it to really be going down and really proving that it's into a steep downtrend. Oh, let's see. NCL, no catalyst, just up. up a little bit, 64 million shares traded. Saidu up a little bit. It was trading barcode mode during the pre-market, and now it wants to do all of that with no catalyst, no fresh catalyst. RPTX was one that we saw with catalyst, only up 19%. This one was cancer therapies, 20% now, and forming. See, did it form? No, it was just barcoding, and now it's trying to open up during intraday. But it did have a catalyst, so you know it is what it is. It is a higher float one, 43.11 million in the shares outstanding, and a float of 25.56, so a little bit higher float. MWG went down here to that first idea, and that's why I didn't want to get rid of it. That's what it bounced off of, 52, coming back up here, but still underneath the overall idea of the ATRs. So still in a nice little downtrend. I'm going to get rid of this one. Actually, no, I'm just going to leave a couple of those until it really proves that it wants to break down at 53. ELOG fading on off under the ATR, continuing to trend down. Point of control has moved to 252 there. 23 million shares traded. Nice and red on the day. And some of my calculations, they don't start until it'll be, I think, like the first 5 minutes or so, they'll start calculating. So I'll start seeing what's down and what's up and all that good stuff. All right, so MWG getting on back into that original idea of that downtrend, hard and heavy right there under the 53s. So now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this stuff up here, all of this up here, because now it has these uptrend or these downtrends that are going to be pretty much roadblocks. Even if it does go back up there, it can hit its head pretty hard, starting to make those lower lows. All right, ELOG, where you at? Still going down towards the 225, and people be like, man, no, this is a low right here. I'm like, no, this is a trend down. That's what that is. This isn't just a low. This is a trend down. So what I'm looking for on any stock is to identify the trend up. So I want to see it stop. I want to see it, whether it consolidates or whatever, move up and prove that it can hold that lower level first. First and foremost. Okay. SOBR still going up with no catalyst. It is leading, actually SOBR is leading the micros. So I see SOBR with 33 million shares traded, INDP with 14, Drama, WLDS, and now I'm starting to see my calculations. So these are red on the day. HIHO, ARI. Okay, so now I see the calculations coming through. That's good. Yeah. Kind of just observing the market. And the good thing about it is, you know, you had to get to the point where you can sit there and look at the market without participating. Like, just watch the ocean. It's cool. You know, it's fish jumping, crabs everywhere, you know. Just be able to watch the market without participating, especially if you've identified reasons not to participate. But it still is an opportunity cost, especially if you have other things to do. If you like work or something, you could just stop watching it and just go do your work, right? But because today is Christmas Eve, I'm able to hang out a little bit longer. So looking around, not doing anything crazy. All right, Saidu. LOG still marching on down. MWG. So basically it just needs to break down to 50 cents. But yeah, that's pretty much how I analyze the market every single day. Find the highs and lows, find the structure, buy towards support when the catalyst and when the research matches up with a bullish position. So if the research doesn't match up with a bullish position, I'm not going to take a bullish position. I don't go short. So, what's the, like, I'm not going to play mind games with myself and be like, man, I just hope this turns into a bullish position. No, the research has to support the bullish position that I get into. INDP jumping up there, up 60%, 14 million shares traded, big wick there, no catalyst. So the two leading in micro caps have no catalyst. We got one up 37, one up 15, and they're both outperforming Drama, which actually had a little bit of catalyst, right? So this is a no catalyst moving day. This is just strictly momentum. If you have a momentum strategy and you're willing to get in and get out and don't fall in love with these stocks, maybe you'll do okay, right? But if you fall in love with any of these, you might get your soul ripped out the back of your back. So looking at back over here at MWG, coming on down, and that's what I was saying. Just continue to follow that downtrend. It's under the ATR highs, following the downtrend. ELOG, still in the downtrend, but just not really getting much trading. Everything kind of passing it up. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Pretty much it. So as of now, I will hold my green on the month. We still have a couple of trading days left in the month. So, there'll be better days. There'll be more opportunities. And I don't want to kill my opportunities by taking an opportunity that just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Good educated sense. ELOG dumping. So, like I said, it broke this level here, 226, which would prove that it was weak, and it did that and did a lot more than that. So people really got hurt on that drop on ELOG. Plus, it's a Chinese stock. Just 100 reasons not to be in it. MWG, same deal. 100 reasons not to be in it. Saidu holding up with no catalyst. NCL. All right, so let's jump back over here to the news and see if any new news has popped out. Oil steadies. Okay, so yeah. All right, well, I'm feeling like getting some breakfast this morning. That's what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling like going and getting some breakfast. I hung out a little bit definitely longer than I usually do. Usually I close up at 7:15 Central Time. But yeah, I just feel my time could be used for something better. Didn't really find any catalysts going, and WLDS, this little Israeli stock, tore people's pockets out, went up like it was going, didn't have much structure to go on, and then went on down. We already know, man. We already know what the deal, what time the market is on a day like this. You know what I'm saying? So you have to spot this early so the temptation isn't there. I have no, I feel sick looking at this market right now. You feel me? Like sick. So, that's why I'm like, let me just go get me some breakfast, maybe throw down some OJ, just chill. But yeah, I'm about to jump on down. If you guys are going to be participating in any of this, be careful. Definitely use a strategy that is not holding and hoping. You want to be in and out on these for real, because this is not playing. MWG popped back up a little bit, but guess what? It's still in these heavy downtrends. So even with the pop up, it has 154 million shares traded on this weak catalyst. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. No-go. Sober, continue to type up. INDP. Yeah, I'm about to go get me some breakfast, man. Go get me some breakfast and enjoy my Christmas. I don't want to go into Christmas having to punch people in the mouth talking about where my present at. Nah, I'm playing. RPTX Little grinder, whatever. Not touching that one. It had catalyst, but not too worth it. Let's look at the overall market. Let's look at the overall market one more time. Went up there to the ATR highs. We can see it stopped right at that ATR high. So it tested it there, and it looks like it may, I don't know if it's going to start downtrending here, but it is under the ATR. So I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of made a little bit more of a move down before Christmas, and then kind of, you know, figured out what it wants to do after Christmas. But definitely tap that ATR high right there on today. All right, y'all. That is it for me today. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Don't know if y'all celebrate Christmas, but go be with your family, you know, call somebody, you know, touch and agree with somebody. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna get me some food, some fellowship, and all of that good stuff, and come back renewed, refreshed, and ready to get back into it, get active. But yeah, that's it for me today. And as always, see y'all in the next one. Peace.